Tuning in to the online broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hey guys, what's up? We are at another exciting Spotlight On presented by AfterBuzz. And if you have not already subscribed already, go to youtube.com/AfterBuzz. Be following all the action on Twitter, hashtag Spotlight On. I gotta think now, it's late, I'm tired. But I'm Scott Moore, and you can follow me on Twitter at SMan80. And next to me right here is the one and only, well, there's 8 other ones potentially before. You've seen him on Veep. You've seen him on a bunch of other really fun movies. Like, was it Meet the Millers?
We're the Millers.
We're the Millers.
Yeah.
The one and only Sam Richardson.
Hello.
Hello. And Sam, where can they find you on Twitter?
At Sam Richardson 9.
That's right.
At twitter.com/internet.
/internet www/ So Sam, it's so good to have you here.
So
it's
good to be here.
On this Sunday night. So tell me a little bit before we get into all the Veep stuff and that I'm very excited to talk about because I'm a huge Veep fan. I'm actually a big presidential nerd and everything. But,
Oh yeah.
But just start out, like, where did it all begin for you?
Oh yeah.
How did it all start?
It was a cold
Let's start
day
from
in
the very
January.
first day when you were born.
January 12th,
and just go from
1984. I shouldn't say my age because I'm a lady.
You said January 1994. I heard that. Okay.
1994.
Perfect.
Yeah. 19. Yeah. Anyway, I'm from Detroit. I was born and raised in Detroit. I got into theater when I was in high school because I went to an all-boys school and I didn't realize I was going to an all-boys school. And so I was like, my hormones, man.
Wait. How did you not realize you were in an all-boys school?
My parents are do things on whims. So I was supposed to go to my mom's from Ghana, West Africa, and my parents are going to move to Africa.
Okay.
And I was going to go to boarding school in London. But then last second, they were like, "Psych, we're gonna stay in Detroit. Why don't you go to? All your friends are going to U of D Jesuit. Why don't you go there?" And I'd heard of U of D Jesuit. I didn't study it.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Yeah, sure." And I'm talking to my friend on AOL.com, 1984, and she's like, "Oh, that's gonna be fun that you're still staying here. How are you gonna deal with the uniforms?" I'm like, "I don't know, uniforms. Oh, whoa, that's gonna be a big whoop. How are you gonna deal with it being all girls? I mean, all boys." And then I was like, exclamation point, all girls. I'm like, yeah, I was like, it was just like Joanna Man, but in high school. It was fun. I had a lot of wigs, but I was like devastated. But then but I went to school and I went to the classes and I was like, this is whatever.
So you had to have an outlet because you're in an all-boys school.
All-boys school. And one day, a bus of girls comes up to the school, and all these girls go into into the school, and I'm like, well, I gotta find out what this is. They go and they're in for play audition. So I went and I auditioned and I got in, and I was like, well, I think this is what it's gonna be. I'd always loved comedy. I always studied I always watched Saturday Night Live, and Ghostbusters was my absolute favorite. I loved that movie before I knew it was a comedy.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like quintessential 80s. It's like everybody loves it. Yeah.
Yeah. Three Amigos, one of my absolute favorites. So I was like, these are this is the greatest. So then I found out that they had a second city in Detroit. Mm-hmm. So then I was like, my buddy who was in this theater group was taking classes, so I went to see classes there, got involved. And so I started taking classes when I was in high school. Ended up working there, then worked on a cruise ship for Second City, then did the main stage in Chicago.
Wow.
Actually, I did the touring company for 2 years first, and I did the main stage and wrote 2 reviews there.
Wow, that's great.
Then I moved out here 3 years ago. Did The Office, and did some other things.
Yeah, you did some other things.
Some other things.
So it was something that was you were always into, comedy, obviously, like you were saying, but it wasn't really until you were in high school and those girls were going into the room and you're like, what's going on here? And that was kind of your first entree into acting,
actually putting it on stage, you know, like actually using it, because like most kids are like, what are you're a comedian? Yeah, and you just like quote The Mask, you know, and like that guy is the comedy guy, right? He knows like all Ace Ventura's lines, you know. But then like getting into performances and then like watching shows at Second City, I was like, oh, you can do jokes about things that are happening, you know, around you.
So was that So comedy was more of your kind of thing. What was your goal? Because I know you said you came out here to LA. What was your goal coming out here? Was it like acting? Were you wanting to do stand up? Were you doing sketch?
Acting was my goal. I want to work on TV and movies, you know, and like it's not very easy to do that from Chicago. I mean, you can if you're already like, you know.
No, but I mean, Second City is a huge thing, and so many famous people have come through there and everything, which is fantastic that you went through that. So, what was the final, I guess, like the catalyst, the impetus to say, okay, I'm moving out to LA now. I'm gonna make this risky move.
Make this risky,
like
jump.
You know, because it's a big thing. You know, so many people do it.
It is.
And then so many people end up coming back a couple years later, you know, like, we tried.
Don't know what I was thinking.
But, but like, what is it? Because it's a big deal, you know, to pick up everything and move out to LA. And I think a lot of people forget that, don't do that, or, you know, live somewhere else and don't understand how difficult this business is, to just pack up and move and without knowing anyone and just like give it a shot. Like, what was it that made you decide to finally come out here?
Well, you know, I'm a hermit by nature. I think it means I like to stay in one place. That's the not word I want to use. I think as a nomad.
Yeah, I was like, wait, I was like, hermit is the one where you're. Yeah, I was like, hermit's the one where you stand and don't see anybody.
As a Kermit the Frog is what I was trying to say.
Not easy being green.
Not easy being green. I'm from Detroit originally, so like I worked and lived in Chicago. But what I wanted to do in Chicago was the Second City. You know, and I had written 2 shows that I'd loved, and I was kind of, I felt I was done with my time at Second City. And so it was like, well, if I want to keep on moving forward in like my path that I want to do, I know I want to work in TV. Where do I have to be for that? I have to go to LA. You know, and I'd been fortunate enough to have like representation come to see me in Chicago. And then I was like, all set.
You're set.
Moved out here, and then just moved out here, signed a piece of paper, and then became famous.
That's right? Like works. Everyone does out here.
They what I mean?
Walk
if
out
you want
to
be famous, just find somebody, sign a piece of paper, and it'll happen for you.
Exactly. It's that easy, guys. It's that easy. Now, how were your family? Were your parents supportive of this? Of this career and this move? And
my parents are very supportive of my career.
That's good.
Because like I'm my dad's 4th kid, and like separated by like 14 years. So like, for them, honestly, they're like just kind of tired. They're like, sure, do it.
Like, do whatever you want.
Whatever,
That's
guy.
right. You're the baby. It's like you get away with everything. I forget about that.
Yeah, have fun.
You know? I'm the oldest, and I never.
Oh yeah.
It's always like you have to be the responsible one. You have to pay all your bills. You have to get the job with the benefits and the insurance and everything else. And so I couldn't do any of this stuff. So I'm just a huge disappointment to my parents.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm glad that they're supportive of you.
Yeah, they're incredibly supportive. My mom's like my biggest fan. You know, she's like, I saw your commercial. It like tells me every time she sees a commercial that I'm in. Like it's the same. Like I did this Art Van commercial in Detroit. Art Van's like a local Michigan thing, and it plays like often it's like a buyout commercial. So I mean, I got paid for like one time like 10 years ago.
Yeah, so they're still playing it now.
Still playing it.
They're like, wait, we've seen him in other things now. Let's get that back out there and keep rolling on there.
Make good on that $500.
Right.
What an investment. But like she'll like call me, I saw your commercial again. I'm like, Mom, I bet you did. I love it. She's very sweet and supportive, you know. Like, and I don't think they completely understand every time I like explain like things that are going on. Like, okay, but why don't you just do your? That's all right. Oh, tough pilot season. Why don't you just make your own pilot? And I'm like, yeah. Actually,
you're like, oh,
yeah, you're right. Actually, Mom,
maybe I should.
This one is a thing where that maybe I should make my own. But yeah, they're super supportive.
That's great.
It's really great.
And now coming out here to LA, was it sort of did it live up to the expectations? How was it moving out here from what you had in Chicago, a second city? Was it a tough transition?
It was a tough transition in that, like, I didn't have a place to improvise every day like I did. Like in Chicago on the main stage, you improvise at least, like, you do shows eight shows a week, 6 nights a week.
Really?
Oh my God. On the main stage, that you perform every night. And so, like, you get the improv sets after you do your sketch shows, then you go and improvise based on audience suggestions. So, like, you're always just, like,
you were just
working that muscle.
Getting that exercise,
So, like, coming out here, like, I didn't have that exactly. I improvised at the second city here and at I.O., but it's, it's not the same, like, schedule. So, like, I was worried about atrophying a little bit.
Yeah,
but
it's for people that don't do improv, because I've even noticed, because I've been traveling a lot and I've been doing a lot of other things, that just being away from it's like exercise, and it can be really tough, and you have to be in the right headspace to be able to be on. So that has been really tough to
but
get away from doing it every day.
I gotta say, as much of a cliche as it is, I trade that off for sunglasses and bikinis all day long. It's real. You don't live in LA, come out here. It's beautiful.
Today was the type of day that I was saying to someone earlier. It was like, this is why everyone lives in LA. It's like the sunglasses, the water, this is the whole, this is the life. No, but that's I mean, it's still, it's a big transition. So I just think, especially from what you were doing and going from that to TV and movie, auditions in that world can definitely be a challenge.
Yeah.
So what was your first, was it a while? Did it take a while to actually book something?
I got pretty lucky. My first gig that I got was I get to be in the new Arrested Development.
Yeah.
This is so much fun. I just love that show so much. And then you find out, like, oh, they're doing season 4. And then you get a call like, oh, here's a part. I'm like, oh, that's right. I can actually be in this thing that I love so much. You can touch it and like be in it. Like, I can, if I touch this wall and it's being shot, that wall is going to be part of Arrested Development. And not only that wall, me.
Right.
I'm going to be a person that's going to be in that show. So that was an incredible thing. That was like my first gig, and it was so much fun. I got to like do a scene with Jason Bateman.
Yeah.
And it's like, the guy, it was like, I love you. And like, I was such a weirdo. Like, I'm in, like, we're sitting in our chairs.
You're like, can I get your autograph?
Like,
can I get your autograph, Mr. Bateman?
Not to do that.
Can I bring a drink?
But I was taking a
do you need
picture
coffee?
Of myself. I was doing a selfie with like my
just
chair
around.
And then with him in the background. And then he totally saw me. And he's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, nothing. And instead of being like, oh,
you're
nice
like, I'm just trying to make a phone call here.
This guy just trying to call. I've got bad signal. How's your signal working? I'm just like still snapping photos with flash. Oh, it was humiliating. But he was so much like then I get to do the scene with him, and he was like so on it. Get to watch, like, for my first time doing like a professional, like, real deal TV thing, to like do it with him and like watch how he was like talking to the director, Mitch Hurwitz. It was like there, and like just like how he was like talking about like the direction and like moving, and like how I was like, this is a absolute master's class.
Yeah.
And it was great.
So did you feel good? Were you intimidated? How were you nervous?
I was nervous and I was intimidated, and like I kind of messed up some takes early on, because I was like my line was I don't even remember, like the line was supposed to be like, sir, you can't have this. You can't have it. Even right now, this is what I did on the day. It's like, sir, your bags are empty, and I can't have that. We're gonna have a full body check on you, like something like that. But instead, I was like, you can't get a full. I'm sorry. And it was like, was that like 10 times? And then finally, like, it was just kind of like chilled out and then got it right. But it was like also another lesson, like, just be ready on the day. You can't have the nervousness. You can't have the nerves.
Yeah, I mean, but I just can't imagine, especially when it's a show that I love so much, and working with these people, then have to go up and like, oh wait, now I'm actually I'm here. Like, I mean, it had to have been so surreal too.
It was, and like that was
saying.
Like exactly
Yeah.
like, and that was like the thing. It was like I had to like, that was the learning experience. Like, I can't go into it in the time. Like, when you're shooting, you can't be a fan.
Yeah.
Because you have to be like,
Right.
otherwise
You have to be all professional now.
you have to be professional. You know, you can't be like,
professional
wow,
actor here.
great job, action. Oh, thanks for this. Anyway, what's my line? You have to, do that
Right.
after or do that before.
Yeah.
But like when it's happening, you gotta like try
I'm
and
gonna be a professional.
be a professional. This
Yes.
is lasting.
And where'd you go from there? So you did Arrested Development.
Development. Then I
And
get
then-
to do an arc on The Office.
Oh yeah,
That
that's
was
right.
fun.
Yeah.
I was in like the last
Which is
season.
great. Like it was the last season.
The last season,
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, it's such another great man. You just
Exactly.
you walk out here to LA and you just get all
cheated.
these like
Just
amazing shows. I'm jealous. Just
I
hearing
sold
this.
my soul before I left.
You must have. That's what I was imagining.
I've got 5 years to make right.
That's
and
how
then I'm
Detroit got
gone.
out of bankruptcy. It's because you sold your soul there. And now that's
Exactly.
it. Okay,
Exactly.
now it all makes sense. Okay. Jeez, you walk in, you get The Office and Arrested Development.
Yeah, I'm a good photographer, and I know how to catch people in odd times.
Apparently, yeah. Okay, that's duly noted. Duly noted.
But yeah, that was a great experience doing that. I got to like do like 7 episodes on that
it's
show, and I was
fantastic.
like, wow, I'm able to pay my rent. Yeah. How about that?
And you're on a great show.
And
For
I'm on a
7
great
episodes
show.
that's on its way out that had, it was great.
I was like, this is amazing.
How
Like,
cool.
I was like, this is so much fun, and it's a legitimate job.
Yeah.
Oh, it was amazing. To hop up a little bit on that chair.
I know the chairs. I know there are fancy chairs here.
Just want you to see my face.
It's true. Make sure you see that
See
face.
that? Don't hide the punum.
So after The Office, you got some movie roles.
After
you
The
did a
Office, I
couple-
got some movie roles. I
Yeah.
did We're the Millers. After that, so I got to go in like do a couple days on that. It was one scene, but it was so much fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, to
that was
improvise.
Great scene. Did you get? Yeah, I was gonna say. So how much improvising did you guys get to do?
So that was that scene was a pretty big, long improvised chunk.
Okay.
Because my buddy Jason Sudeikis called me up and was like, "Can you
I
come
love you
and
like
do
my
this
buddy
movie?"
Jason.
My
Sudeikis,
buddy, I'm just like name dropping. My buddy Jason Sudeikis
Exactly
was like, "Hey
right.
man," and I was like, "Yes." My buddy Martin Scorsese was like tweeting at me, and I was like, Marty, get
Marty.
chill,
He just
bro.
he was texting me and
You know what I mean? Like, I'll call you after the movie. But he called me down. Like, I get to improvise this scene with these guys, and like the scene, like uncut, or how it was improvised was
Right.
like, it was just like each person. I don't know if you have seen, if you've seen the movie, but
if people have not seen the movie, you should go out and rent it after you watch this and
Yep.
check it out.
Funny enough, in Arrested Development, I played a TSA agent. In
Yeah.
in this one, I
Yeah.
played a TSA agent.
Yeah.
So I consider myself to be the new Reginald Bell Johnson, who's the dad from Family
Yes,
Matters,
Family Matters.
who plays a cop in everything.
Everything.
He's a cop in
Yep.
Ghostbusters.
Yep.
He's a cop in Family Matters. He's a cop in Perfect Strangers. He's a cop in Die Hard.
I forgot about that with him.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect Strangers being the cop too.
That Perfect Strangers it's a spinoff.
It is, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Or a spinoff.
Or
Family Matters is a spinoff
of Perfect
Strangers.
Yeah.
So I'd
Yeah.
just get a little bit of
now you'll
Reginald
just
Bell
be the-
Johnson history.
A little shout out too to him.
Yeah, exactly. I love him.
You just call him, talk to him on the phone.
I'll text him.
Yeah. Where you're planning to do your TSA agent training.
Exactly. I was like, what advice can you give me? He said, just buy the uniform and they'll hire you for the gigs. I was like, okay, cool.
So the good thing is you got to use that uniform several times now.
I
So
sure did.
it was worth the money.
Yeah, and that's just for anybody if you're shooting anything. If you need a TSA guy,
You got your man here.
I've got like the. I was
gonna say you're available.
I'm available.
You're available for
I'm able to for birthday parties. If you want to have like a TSA guy admit guests into your party,
go through the bags.
Go through
Do
the bags,
pat downs.
check for your liquids and such.
Yeah, make sure that they stay below 3 ounces and
Exactly.
You ever try to wear it to
downs.
go through security?
Exactly. Sometimes when I go through security, I'm like hoping that they've seen like one of these things, like, "Hey guys, I'm playing you guys on a movie." And they're like, "Just move through, sir."
Right, exactly.
Nobody's got time for this. I'm like, "Yeah, you're right.
I know how to do your job.
I don't do your job in movies, so I
pro.
basically mine's hard. I do it.
Might as well just walk through.
Might as well. We're kindreds.
Yeah. So let me bring in through my liquids in 4-ounce size. Keep my shoes on.
Keep my shoes on. Yeah, because let me keep my shoes on, my belt on, guys. one Nigerian guy. That's not even a Nigerian guy. One African guy actually does that shoe bomb. It's like, man, if you're gonna do that, just like not the shoe.
Right.
You know, because like I think we were maybe pretty close to like having shoes not be the thing you take off. I think I was like, nope, psych. Here it is. Like,
I know, it's the worst thing ever too. It's just it's nasty.
worst.
I have foot things and just have no.
Yeah, it's nothing but people's nasty bare feet on the thing.
Through, I know.
And you're like, you can see the carpet is disgusting. You know,
It's nasty.
it's a wake up call for America.
It is.
Let's clean those carpets in those airports.
That's right.
Guys.
Come on.
All right.
Well, I was like, I'll cheers to that.
Here, here.
Clean it up, America. So you moved on for movies. Now tell me about the whole Veep. I want to know about how did this come about? Audition? Was it one of your reps calling you up saying, "Hey, we got this great part for you"?
So
how
I
auditioned
for another part, another part that season, and I didn't get it, and I was like, oh, okay. And then they called me in again, but based on the tape, so it was kind of like they called me in like, come in audition for this again, but I was like, well, it's just gonna be another thing that I didn't get. I went in and I did the audition, did it for Armando Iannucci. And I was like, oh, this is
Is
cool.
that really how he says his name? Is Armando?
Armando.
Okay, because I would think it was Armando.
And I even
Okay.
still I say Armando or I say Armando, but he doesn't like correct you. But
Does he give you like a look like?
he's like, he says, "You're an idiot." No, he doesn't. He doesn't say. He doesn't. He doesn't. But I went in for the audition. And, it was fun because I guess got to improvise in it. It's just like, all right, now do this. Now just be loose with it. I'm like, oh, thank God, this is what I love to imprise.
Like this is what I've done.
Yeah,
It's my thing.
this is my thing because I feel like auditioning with like the script, like real script. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do something weird because I want to be weird,
Right, and also it's like you feel like, okay, now there's pressure because I've got to say everything here.
Say everything
and
here,
just
and
the
then-
right way, and okay, I can't go off script.
And like then like the other person's like has a way that they already say it, so you're like, that's not how I practiced it. Oh, you're saying it weird. You're saying it weird. Can we start over? No, we can't start over. All right, well I lost this, But it was just like a fun audition, honestly. But then there was like another audition where I was like, well, okay, I probably didn't get this, so let's not worry about it. Then I got the call back again, but I was like, is this going to be another, or is this not, or are you guys serious? Are you guys messing with me?
You're right. You just wasted my time here, people.
I had a
Let's
hot
get to
vacation to Toronto coming up. I'm not going to go into Toronto, but I went to the audition. Of course.
God, you missed your vacation.
I missed the
in
hot Toronto vacation, which I still regret to this day. And I got
Understandable.
It
It is Toronto.
Yeah, it's Toronto. It's the Paris of the Canada.
I thought Montreal was the Paris of the Canada.
Yeah, I think it is.
I guess Toronto's like
the
New York of the Canada.
Seattle of the Canada.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah,
it
you
is like
missed
the
it.
New York.
You missed it to the audition. But what's cool is that I hear this a lot of times from people too, is that they go in for one thing and then they end up getting something completely different.
Yeah.
And then you see them on the show and you're like, I can't imagine them even being that other character because they just feel so perfect for this. But it happens a lot.
Yeah.
More times than a lot of people think, that you're going in for one thing, you get something completely different.
Right, because you go in, and maybe they keep you in mind, or like they're like, that's that. There's something about that I think that fits in this world. But I got it. Then I went in to do that episode, and it was a table read, and I'm like surrounded by all these comedy legends.
Yeah.
Like Matt Walsh. First Julie Louis-Dreyfus.
I know. It's like, oh my God.
Skip her.
I know. What's her name?
Jay something. Anyway, she's nice. No, she's
okay.
She's okay. Yeah, I had to give her a couple tips.
Yeah.
But I sit down to this table read with all these comedy legends. Like I'm like, Gary Cole. I love Gary Cole. Sam, remember what you told yourself when you did Arrested Development? Be chill.
Right, I know. That's what I was imagining, being in this huge table read, so intimidating. I'm like, okay,
now's not the time to ask for autographs. Just do
and just the panorama of everybody in the selfie.
Exactly. Can we all get on this? My phone does the panorama shot now. I messed that up. Let's do it again, and just keep on doing it.
Right, the whole time other than the read.
Exactly.
Try to do it very.
Keep on missing my cues because I'm doing shots of people. But but I sat down at the table read, and then it was just like, it was just so much fun, you know, and everybody was having fun at the table read, just enjoying the jokes, and you know, and like being like everybody's enjoying each other's like performances, and I was like, this is such a great atmosphere and environment. And then what happens? We kind of like re-improvise some of the scenes from the script, and I got to re-improvise my scenes with Julia. And then, you know, it's just like so much fun.
Just, I could just be a fly on the wall there.
It was so much fun. And then I don't know if you've seen that episode.
Yeah,
the book signing
in Iowa.
You know, yeah. We got to improvise a lot of those things.
Well, that's what I was wondering. Yeah, how you guys set that up. So it was you guys got to improvise, and you had all the people coming up. I mean, so it kind of felt like it was ripe for that.
You know, yeah, and like it wasn't. I'm not saying it was completely impressed. It was not completely improvised.
Right.
But like, we definitely get to have like. Be loose with some of the things and like get to improvise a lot of takes, and they really let me kind of go on some takes where, you know, it's like they trusted me, which was an amazing experience.
I'm just thinking again, like the intimidation of being with her and thinking like, oh my god, nothing. I just be freaking out like
but she was the nicest, most calming, just down to earth person. Like doing with her like was.
I hear she's fantastic.
She's
just to work with.
Amazing to work with.
Like you were saying, I've had other people that have worked with her, other friends and colleagues, and always have the best things to say about her. You know, because to me it just seems like so intimidating.
She's the queen of comedy,
right?
You know
it's like
you're like, you know, like don't mess up, Sam. But there wasn't even like a thinking because, you know, in improv. Like in improv, the idea is like you can't really mess up. Yeah. You know, it's that every choice you make is the right choice, and they felt like that. It felt like I was improvising with a friend, you know, when we were playing, and it felt like I was acting with a friend. So it just made it so easy, you know. It just like as easy, not to say like I do it in my sleep, but easy as in like I didn't feel
stress
negative
or nervous
pressure or like stress, you know.
So it was a great set, a great crew. Everyone kind of allowed that to just organically happen.
Yeah.
Obviously they loved it because you got promoted.
Yeah, you know,
series regular. Yeah. So how exciting!
It's so great. It's so exciting, and it's so much fun to shoot like this season.
Where do you guys shoot at? Are you
we shoot in Baltimore?
Okay, so you are like there on the East Coast and everything. Because I figured you were on the East Coast, but I was like, it didn't seem like Washington. I wasn't quite sure. How does the schedule work? Are you guys just there and you shoot a couple episodes, you come back?
Well, we're there.
Just sequestered.
We're kind of like so like we shoot from like September to like December. We're trying to do like an episode a week. We film an episode a week, but like doesn't always like work out like that because like there's so much to shoot. But you know, we'll be there for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then I have a week off, and then like another 2 weeks and 2 weeks off, and like it kind of in that time there's maybe about a month off, but the rest of the time is like in Baltimore shooting. Wow, you know, yeah.
So, does your character have any secrets, any sneak peeks, anything to tell anyone that's coming up here? Because it comes out in a little over a month, April 12th.
April 12th, 10:30.
Wait.
Yeah. Just like Richard finds himself like he fails into he fails up. That's what I always say. Like Richard fails up, so he kind of just like finds himself in the White House and he works in the White House eventually. You know, I don't know if that's a spoiler. Probably not a spoiler. It happens pretty early on.
It's not really. I don't.
No, I mean, you
can spoiler because I think it's enough to where people can assume on what you're seeing with the previews and everything that's obviously what happens.
I know I'll fix this. He works in a White House.
An A White House.
There we go. Now, whatever you take
fix
from
that in post.
You know, make sure you get the part where I say, "I know how I'll fix this." Yeah, make sure you catch that in there.
It's not like you just gave away the whole entire season.
I know.
Anything,
you know exactly. People were like,
"What?
Richard works in the White House.
She's in the White House.
Crap! Ruin it."
She won the election. She's president now.
Read the book, guys.
Yeah, right. It's all in the book.
It's all in the book.
That's how it's all going to end up. No, I do find it interesting. I'll say the other show that shall not be named that has there's comparisons to it, but I find it interesting now that these characters are kind of paralleling right now and getting to the highest job that they could have and that they're aspiring for. And I just wonder, it'll be interesting to see how because I'm like, well, it's not really Veep anymore. It's like POTUS. You know, like how are they gonna carry this forward now? It's gonna be interesting. So I'm, as a viewer, because like I said, I'm a big presidential nerd anyways, and a big political nerd. So for me, this is and comedy, obviously. So it's like my favorite thing all wrapped up in one.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to just see how they're going to make this happen in this new season.
And it's really fun, like how they do, like, because I mean, if I'm assuming people are caught up. If you,
I hope so. If not, they better hurry up.
Yeah. Either way, you're going to start that first episode, and this is going to be the truth of it.
Yeah.
That she becomes the president. So she is the president.
She is the boss.
And her abilities don't change, but all of a sudden her responsibilities do. So it's really fun to see her now with this, all the things that would normally not really matter because it's the vice president. So she's like, kind of sequestered.
Yeah, it's sort of like
bit.
the Biden there that can just say a few things here and there, and then nobody really cares.
And nobody really cares. Now she's spotlight, so everything and all the people around her who are messing up are spotlight too. You know, so it's
which means you get to be in the spotlight too.
It's a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
A little bit.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
Just get yourself into some antics there.
Exactly. There's a couple antics.
Good
some
deal.
tomfoolery and some monkey shines.
All right, I love it. What about how was everybody on set? Any kind of traditions or secrets or there's always those kind of things that happen. Yeah, let's dish here.
Yeah.
What was it like on set?
A nightmare, a living nightmare. Everybody's the worst person in the world. Except for me, who's the best person.
Of course, that's obvious.
You know what I mean? Very clear.
Very
clear.
Very.
Honestly, it started out kind of. Everyone kind of had their way about things, and they'd already been through 3 seasons.
Yeah, so was it hard for you too to come in the 4th season thinking, okay, everyone's already got their
how
routines
they do
and how
things
they do things
and routines?
Yeah.
And at first, I felt that way, but then after a while, that kind of melted, and everybody just it wasn't because anybody was pushing me back.
Yeah.
It was because I was kind of doing that thing. Let me not step on anybody's toes. Let me kind of take back. But everybody was super nice. Tony Hale's the greatest. Matt Walsh is the greatest. Tim Simons. All these guys. We just end up hanging out. And then again, it's like that fanboy thing. Yeah. I'm like, I'm hanging out with these guys. Are you kidding me? I'm watching football games with Gary Cole and Kevin Dunn and Matt Walsh. Is incredible,
right?
But because we're at this sleepaway camp essentially. We're all stay in this hotel, this extended stay hotel, and kind of just living life together,
hanging out.
Yeah. I'm the only one in the cast who doesn't not only one in the cast, but everybody has a wife and kids at home, or a husband and kids, or something going on. I'm there hey, I'm here to rock and roll. I got no responsibilities.
You're I'm ready to go.
Exactly.
Every single night.
All these checks I'm making are just for me.
So you're the one that's the crazy one on set then. Okay.
I really am.
They're all talking about.
Exactly.
I was going to say who's the one that's crazy?
I just realized
who's the one getting in trouble?
It's me.
So it's you.
I'm the TMZ guy.
Yeah.
Well,
it seems
it's
like
good to know. It's good to know. Got to see outside of yourself.
Right? Just kind of step back, get that perspective.
It's got a briefcase full of drugs. Can we edit that out too? No, I'm kidding. No, I want it to be known. This is me. No, it was really fun. You just get to hang out. Baltimore. So
Baltimore.
Much fun. Baltimore.
Hanging out.
Yeah.
In the B-more.
All
right, so no dish then. That's it. I'm not going to hear any gossip about anyone.
Sorry. I mean, I can make up some. Let's see.
Let's just talk
Matt
trash
Walsh
about
has
everyone.
night terrors, and he sleepwalks naked. That's
and
fact.
I was going to say, and you know this how?
That's dishing on myself. There's honestly no. I wish there was a little bit, just so I could have something to talk about right now. Let's see. What's something that would be dishy? This one time.
Who's the biggest diva on set now?
No,
that'd be you.
That'd be me.
Yeah.
Tim Simons is a Dracula. He's a vampire. Did you know this? I don't know if he wants that to be out, but he's undead Dracula.
Oh. Okay.
So that's something. That's
is
something.
something.
That's some
Yeah.
dish. That's some little bit of dirt that I dished.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
So
Vampire. Okay.
oof.
Yikes.
1,000 years old today, actually. Happy thousandth birthday.
Happy birthday.
You know?
Wow.
Yeah.
Look, a day over like 45.
45.
No, just kidding.
And a half. 1,000.
1,000. Impressive.
You've seen a lot.
One can only hope to make it the 4 digits.
4
I
digits.
I can't do.
That's fine.
It's late. I'm tired.
It's late.
So what did you do in your downtime when you're in Baltimore? Like, what are your hobbies? You know, because you're talking about your improv and your comedy and everything else. Like,
Yeah.
enjoy to do.
I kind of just like try to make my way just around Baltimore a little bit, you know. So I would like walk, or when I wasn't working, I would try and like walk and like discover restaurants and stuff. And I and I got an Xbox out there because like, yeah, I'm gonna kill time, and I bought an Xbox. I'm like, why did I buy an Xbox? I gotta like pack this thing and like bring it around, and also like once I started to like hang out, I didn't need the Xbox.
Oh, yeah.
you
When
know,
you met people.
when I met people,
Yeah,
you
you
know?
didn't have to be the hermit. Like you were saying
Exactly.
earlier, you were able to get out.
Yeah, but then my room became like the fun room.
Yeah, cool.
After a while, because like, you know, I'm
Yeah, you're the fun
the
one.
teen, I'm the hot teen.
Yeah,
So it was like
the one with no responsibility, so everyone's gonna come hang out.
You know what I mean? Exactly.
Right.
You can trash up my room.
Exactly.
There's no responsibilities in my room.
Exactly.
You know?
So those are your hobbies then: Xbox and
Xbox
walking
and
around.
wine.
Wine. Boxed wine, Xbox, box wine, and walking around Baltimore.
Exactly.
We got it down.
And rhythm gymnastics.
Rhythm gymnastics. Okay, so that way we can get your dating profile set up.
Exactly. Thank
Sounds
you.
good.
Thank you. Oh my God.
The rhythm gymnastics.
Rhythm
that's-
gymnastics.
That's a good one.
Check my OkCupid. It just says
Yeah.
nothing but rhythm gymnastics.
Rhythm gymnastics.
Ladies.
So what's next for Sam Richardson the Ninth? What's next for you?
I've got a pilot that I'm working on. It's called Detroiters. So we'll film
Nice.
that in Detroit. It's about me and my.
Oh, good. So it's
buddy.
actually going to be filmed
It's
in
gonna be
Detroit.
filmed in Detroit.
Okay, because it's not going to be one of those things where it's like you're saying you're based in LA, but you're actually shooting it in Atlanta or somewhere else. Okay.
Yeah,
all
no.
right.
It's about Detroit. It's in Detroit. It's me and my buddy Tim Robinson. We'll play
I'm
two.
going to say another name dropping.
Another name dropping.
Okay, yeah,
Boom.
You know.
Tim Robinson. Heard of him.
And Marty Scorsese. I'm just going to call it Marty, and he's going to be directing.
M-Scos. What's up, bros? But we play two admin in Detroit who make local commercials. Mm-hmm. So we're going to film that over the summer. So that's going to be fun. We wrote
Period piece, or is that going to be...
This is like current.
Okay, current
time.
Because I'm just
Detroit.
thinking, okay, Mad Men. You said Ad Men, and I'm
Ad
thinking,
Men.
okay, in Detroit, I'm like imagining, you know,
Yeah, right.
some fancy thing with the automobile from the 50s
From
and
the
60s.
Yeah, exactly.
and-
Like a nice Model T. That's not from the 60s.
Yes, you're gonna go way back in the
Go
period
way
piece here,
back.
yeah. The
1915.
19-teens. It's gonna be 100 years ago.
Yeah.
1915.
Yeah.
Awesome. That sounds great.
Yeah, it's going to be real fun.
It's a lot of exciting things.
Yeah, but it's, it's a pilot, so hopefully that, goes
Yes.
to the moon.
That's right. And the moon and
see.
back.
Yeah, I'm back.
Well, congrats on everything that you have going on. I mean, it's
Thank you so
amazing. You
much.
just walk over here to LA.
Yeah.
A lot of walking. You
I
walked
walked.
here from Detroit.
And it's a couple
Made it
backhand
here.
springs.
Yes, with your rhythm gymnastics.
Mm-hmm.
And then you turn into just walking into Arrested Development and The Office and with Millers and
Yeah.
then, Veep.
Yeah, make no
When you get
mistake about it.
promoted?
I am not unaware. I cheated. Okay, I am getting away with something here, and I want to keep on cheating.
I love it. I'm just gonna ride those coattails, and then I'm
Yeah.
I'm gonna be one like taking the little selfie, try
selfie
to
at the
take it
table.
there and be like, yeah, that's pretty awesome. So congrats
Yeah.
on everything. Very excited to check out season 4 of Veep.
Yeah.
Comes out Sunday, April 12th. Was it 10:30?
10:30.
10:30 Eastern Daylight Time or 10:30 Pacific Daylight Time.
Pacific Daylight
Check
Time.
your local listings on
Yeah,
HBO.
it'll say on there. Check it.
Yeah, so congrats on all that, and I
Thank you
cannot
so
wait to
much.
see it. Any other final thoughts you wish to share with us
Just-
before you go?
Remember to be
Wise.
the star in your universe, because even the stars revolve around something.
Good
Is that
one.
true? I think it's true.
We're gonna say it's true.
I'm gonna say it's
And
true.
until the next time you see this man, where can they find you on
You can
online?
find me at Sam Richardson 9 at twitter.internet.
// // www. something. And you can find me on the tweets at sman80. Oh, I'm looking over here at Single. Look at that. I'm tired. I give up. sman80, SMAN80. Find me on the Twitter. Find this man on the Twitter and check him out on Veep Sunday, April 12th. So excited. Thanks again for being here.
Thanks for having me. It was so much fun.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.